Raceline Suzuki Jimny. Is all the flash worth your cash? Let's find out.
The winner is Cartwright!
Right then, Suzuki Jimny. Where do you start with one of these vehicles? Where I think the best place to start is to just take you back a couple of years and look toward the predecessor, because they're pretty much a cult classic within our industry and to petrolheads sort of across the world. Everyone loves an old Jimny, and it's a bit of a weird understanding as to why you love one, because they're almost like the old Scream movies. If you watch one now, it's rubbish, but back then it was quite good, and even then it wasn't good. It just was good for just a weird reason, and they almost sit the old Jimnys like the old Defenders were, because if you've ever had the misfortune or mispleasure to driving one, they're horrendous. You can't live with one. It's just what they managed to do. They managed to deliver on something that manufacturers these days have completely forgotten about, and it's the essence of what a car should be. It's soul, character and charisma, and that's what these cars offered so much back then. It's how it made you feel when you got behind the wheel. Yes, your back was broken, you were very uncomfortable, and it was loud, it was noisy, and it had the turning circle of a small yacht, but it just made you feel good inside one. So I'm just wondering whether the newer Jimny can give you all of that same experience, but at the same time, can you live with it? Is it quiet? Is it comfortable? Is it easy to use? The functionality there? I think they've nailed it. So I think if you are going to splash your cash, a Jimny might not be a bad sort of option to go down, really. Let's touch on the vehicle itself. It is the Raceline Jimny. So it has got some sort of exciting and nice packs on the vehicle. The design pack, which is part of the luxury boutique collection. I sound like that should be a hotel, but it isn't. Anyway, it is a Jimny, and we're in Swindon. We're not in some fancy hotel in Singapore. So, oh my God, that's fine. There was quite a big bump there, but all I can suggest is that took that pretty well, didn't it, Harry? We held our breath for a second, and there wasn't a lot of drama, so we can concur that the vehicle does drive pretty well. Back to that exterior, as we can see, it is a very, very bright looking vehicle. It is excellently well presented, as you'd expect on a 24 plate, but it just looks $1 million. We were driving just a minute ago back from the airfield. There was a woman there with the kids. They were pointing, they were all looking at the car. Honestly, the attention this car gets, and rightly so, is brilliant. Everyone loves it. So what's part of this luxury boutique collection then? Well, you get body color coded with that black design all important pack all around the vehicle, giving it such a good looking sporty feel. Black contrasted roof, all those stunning gloss black accents and the rear arches and front arches. It just looks so aggressive and sporty. Ultimately, those nice big black wheels as well, just giving it a really cool contrast. The interior though is where this car gets a little bit spicy. Loads done on the interior. Now that stunning colour contrast on the outside flows beautifully well to the interior of this vehicle. It just follows that colour contrast so seamlessly all the way through. The seats themselves are really stunning, soft Napa leather. Harry, we've been in them for about 15 minutes now. Would you concur, nice and comfortable?
Very comfortable, yeah.
Very comfortable, brilliant. Blue stitching, again, just following that colour contrast. That stitching flows all the way through. I've got a really nice Napa leather steering wheel with some blue accents around there as well. You do have Alcantara all the way across the dash trim and in the centre of the steering wheel. Now, I'm a bit of a weirdo and I hate Alcantara leather, so I'm not going to be fiddling with or touching it. Alcantara as a rule. Alcantara, I just can't do. I just don't know what it is, but that's just me personally. It looks lovely. Not good to touch for me personally. Suede and Alcantara, I don't know, just a bit of a weird thing of mine there. Apart from that, I mean, the vehicle itself that's quite a big pothole there, Harry.
Yeah, it's no way around.
Hold on. Oh, oh. Well, we were going to test the 4x4 capabilities a bit earlier on, but I think we've done all right so far with a couple of the things. As we're just going to try and overtake like a druid on the way to summer solstice. And wait for him to move over. So the interior is really nice. I mean, spec for this vehicle, the vehicle does come with quite... Is he going to stop or... Thank you. It's outrageous. Maybe this isn't a road. I don't really know where we're driving at this point, but... Oh my God, we're certainly... Well, Harry, we found the off-road. we go. Oh, I love off-roading. It's so much fun. It's like being on a roller coaster. And this is what this car's about. It's character. We're having so much fun in this car right now. Oh, there's a big crest here as well. Oh, it's crushing this. So much fun, this vehicle. Wow. Interior, you've got air conditioning, you've got Bluetooth, you've got collision assist, you've got lane assist. It's got all the creature comforts you need, cruise control, etc. And I tell you what, this is a really horrible decline we're just going down now, and it's really quiet. And part of that I want to mention actually as well is because this car has had some upgraded sound deadening on the vehicle. So sound deadening and insulation, which is brilliant because, as I mentioned earlier, I wanted to find out whether this vehicle could be a contrast. This actually is it's quite off-road actually at this point. So when we finish this, we'll film me coming back up this just so you can get a really good insight what we're currently driving down. But as a road goes, and I'm really making it work right through. It's like a big crevice that runs all the way down, and it is taking it. It's performing really, really well. So fair play. I mean, this car does tick a lot of boxes, and I genuinely mean that. It's quiet, it's good at speed, it isn't rattly or noisy. Because of the shape, it isn't very aerodynamic, so you would imagine there's going to be a bit more wind noise and something that's a bit more, I guess, aerodynamically sound, but it is quiet, it's comfortable, but it's perfect like this. And as I mentioned, the car's got character. We're having a great amount of fun, and probably shouldn't be having this much fun at work, but we are. I mean, if you're in the market for one, I think it is money well spent because it offers you so much, loads of versatility. It's great fun, this vehicle. I think that just about wraps up. Maybe we should touch on performance-ish. There isn't really much to talk about. 90 brake horsepower, 1.5 litre engine, obviously naturally aspirated. There's no official 0 to 60 time. I don't fancy being the first person to put that to test, but they reckon it could be about 13 seconds. 2 seats, loads of room in the back. We'll do a boot test on it anyway. Oh, hold on. God, oh. Rob's gonna have to give that a re-clean. You shouldn't be able to have this much fun at work, but I'm so glad we are, because you just get a real feel for this. It's obviously really genuine. We didn't know this road was here either. It is just a perfect road to test this car on. I don't know where we're going to turn around because it is a very single narrow track road, but that's it for a good test drive, a good wrap up of this vehicle. So much fun. If you're in the market for one, I suggest coming to have a look at one at least, or definitely giving it a test drive, because you will be very pleasantly surprised. And that's about it. Thank you. So that's it for a good wrap up of the Suzuki Jimny. Really impressed with this vehicle. Not only did it sort of cope really well on a bit of this rough terrain, and it was bundles of fun. I think you can see from the video, me and Harry have an absolute laugh on this vehicle. It's a great looking car, but not only that, it does drive really well. Off-road, loads of capability, but also we took it up to 50, 60 on the way to get some fuel. It was dead quiet, it's comfortable, the interior's great. If you're in the market for, I'd say, a bit of a fun sort of toy or something along these lines, I would strongly suggest test driving it, getting behind the wheel of one, because you're going to be really impressed. But ultimately, it hasn't lost any of its character of the previous generation Jimnys, but at the same time, it just offers you all of that comfort and everything else that it was missing the first time round. I think that wraps it up. I'm really impressed. Come take a look.